What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Monday, June 29th. Now, we had a crazy weekend for Dog Bitcoin. As you know, we released a report on X revealing who the #1 top holder of Dog was, and this was a wallet that was born on June 25th, which was last Thursday. Now, what we're going to cover is what that report has told us thus far, because right now you have to just follow all the slides I'm sharing with you so that you can come up with your own consensus. Not me just telling you what's going on, but you just seeing the data so that you can come up with your own conclusion. And how the specific Dog wallet, when it did receive over 12.3% of the Dog supply in one day, sent a supply shock across exchanges, even affecting one other exchange that's listed Dog and doesn't allow people to withdraw Dog because of that, and also another suspicious activity with another exchange because of this. When you look at all the data that I'm going to share with you, something's going on and something's being prepared, and all the connections and all the dots kind of tie in and connect together. So I want to cover it in this video. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. Okay, right now, Dog Bitcoin is up around 1.88% over the past 24 hours. Nothing's really happening, to be very honest with you. It's consolidating, and I think for absolutely a good reason. Look at the trading volume. Right now, BitGet's at 14,000, Gates at 42, MEXC's at 71, and we also have Kraken at 79. That trading volume is on purpose. This isn't just some random lack of trading volume or random lack of retail interest. This is all on purpose to make it look like Dog is not doing anything. Because what we've seen since like last Thursday, there has been a lot of activity. And whenever we see the spikes of volumes on these exchanges, it's due to these Binance clusters of wallets that are all tied in together. And when it's convenient, whenever these specific wallets do transfer things, you start to see more trading volume on these exchanges. Remember, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko gather the price of Dog based on the liquidity flow on all the exchanges. It's not actually the value of Dog. The value of Dog is actually much higher. Now, before we dive deep into this amazing news, I want to remind everybody that the fundraiser is still going on. We're actually at 47.9% complete, so we're not even at 50%, but we're getting there. We have 10.42 million Dog tokens to raise, and I really need your support for this. Either if it's 100K Dog or 1 million Dog, every contribution counts, because I want to continue reporting on Dog every single day for the next 2 years, as we've already covered it for the past 2 years. And you see how beneficial that is. And a lot of this research that I share with you takes a lot of energy, time, and effort on my side. So when you do make a donation, please send your Dog tokens to this specific Bitcoin L1 address, and then DM me your X handle and the amount that you're donating so that I can add you to the leadership board, because they're the top 3 prizes, and also the top 20 get to be featured at the end credits of every single video for the next 2 months. So please, if you can, contribute to this cause. Now, I want to look into the sequence of events that have kind of happened, and the reason we need to look at this is because nothing is a coincidence. So remember on June 17th, there was an update by Binance that they updated the What Are Bitcoin Runes tutorial. And remember, this was dormant since July 8th of 2024, but all of a sudden reawoken on June 17th. Then on June 25th, last Thursday, CoinMarketCap released API data to allow people to have Bitcoin Runes analytic bots. It's like an AI agent. And guess who owns CoinMarketCap? Well, Binance owns CoinMarketCap. Now, on June 25th, the exact same day, all of a sudden, a brand new top wallet of Dog was created and had an inflow of 12.3 billion Dog tokens. Now, just think about that. When you look at the sequence of events, what does your brain tell you? What does your intuition tell you? Whatever your intuition is, usually that is correct. And this is exactly the report that I released over the weekend, and this is what we found out. So you remember that 12.36 billion Dog tokens that just inflowed to that top #1 wallet? Well, guess what? It was all connected to the 4 layers of Binance clusters that we've been reporting since April 13th of 2026, when we first exposed the Binance Ghost Wallet, which happened to be the Binance Ordinal hot wallet that trades BRC20 tokens. Now, what you'll see more specifically are the specific wallets that are associated with the wallet number 1, such as market maker number 2, which is ranked number 5, and also 158 cluster wallets. Out of those 158, ranked number 12, suspicious wallet number 334, 25, 23 sent 3.4 billion tokens to that specific wallet. There's roughly around 284 inputs. For the first one, market maker number 2 had 47 inputs with 5.6 billion dog, providing liquidity to the number 1 wallet. Then we have specific whales like whale number 7, whale number 23, whale number 6. Pay attention to whale number 6 because we're going to talk about that. Whale number 31. And also, when you look at the market makers and also intermediary wallets, market maker number 1, intermediary wallet number 2, these were also sending inputs over to DOG, serving as financial bridges. Now, talking about whale wallet number 6. Now, apparently, there is a new finding that we just found out about whale wallet number 6. If you don't know whale wallet number 6, I'm going to tell you in just a little bit. Now, apparently, whale wallet number 6 apparently sent all their funds to a new wallet, which is now ranked number 4. 2.53 billion dog tokens, right? So if you think about it, right now we assume that Binance owned around 13.7% of the dog supply. And now they sent around 12.36% of the supply over to this number 1 wallet. Remember, the 13.7% was spread across through 158 different wallets. Now, when you look at whale wallet number 6, guess who whale wallet number 6 is? Whale wallet number 6 was Merlin Chain. Now, Merlin Chain, I don't think is behind it. Merlin Chain basically is a bridge to a Bitcoin L2. It's just basically a bridge. It's not actually the company themselves. So on that same day, when you saw 12.36 billion tokens being supplied to the number 1 wallet, all of a sudden, whale wallet number 6, Merlin Chain, sent those tokens to a brand new wallet, which was wallet number 4, currently ranked number 4. And that's the suspicious activity that I think is happening, is because what we see from this, most likely, Binance deposited into Merlin Chain's bridge, which custodied tokens into whale 6 on their behalf, masking a Binance position as an ecosystem adoption. Then it decided to withdraw and sweep on June 25th. Isn't that very suspicious? It's not a coincidence that this is happening. Now, another side note, which is very important. We're going to talk about Gate.io at the very end of the slide, and also MEXC as well. These specific exchanges may not be connected to these specific wallets in terms of inputs, but they were used as primary avenues for selling, for trading behind the scenes off-chain, and redirecting funds. So BitGet was one of them, but also Gate.io and MEXC. And before we talk about these specific exchanges, mainly Gate.io and MEXC, let's look at what happened when I saw on-chain. Now, this is a Binance wallet, and this is the number 1 top dog holder that was created on June 25th. Look at the amount of funds I was receiving and sending. Now, this isn't dog tokens. This is Bitcoin transactions. So when you see the amount of Bitcoin transactions that could be in either in the pennies or dollars, there was a lot going on through its timeline. So there's something going on here. This is something that I cannot ignore, and that's directly connected to Binance, right? That's just what I'm seeing on chain. Now let's talk about MEXC. Now, due to that massive event that happened on June 25th, when all these specific Binance cluster wallets were sending tokens to the one specific wallet, which is now the number 1 top holder, guess what happened across chain? There was a supply shock. And what happened on MEXC? As you can see on the left side of your screen on this image, multiple people are having a hard time withdrawing their dog off of MEXC. Now, why is this very important? Well, if you look over to the right side, this is the dog holdings from May 17th all the way down to June 25th. Now, what you'll notice is that the dog supply on MEXC has always remained between 2.1 billion to 2.3 billion dog tokens, right? Now, the reason that's important is because this really is just serving as a reserve, meaning these aren't actually tokens to be traded on behalf of their customers. It's just a dog reserve. So what I've noticed is that when this June 25th event happened, that MEXC was not prepared for this supply shock. So now people are trying to withdraw their tokens off of MEXC and they can't do it. It's because MEXC right now doesn't have enough dog tokens to provide value to these specific holders. So when MEXC listed Dog for spot trading just a couple months after Dog and Rune's protocol was created, which was back in April through July of 2024, MEXC may not have integrated the Rune's protocol completely. Because if you know this about the Rune's protocol, it takes a little bit longer for validation times to be validated by miners. It's not like Solana or Ethereum, it takes time. So MEXC may have created artificial Dog tokens to allow people to trade Dog back and forth in a quick fashion, but on-chain, they basically can't do that. They just have a Dog reserve in case of any emergency. But this is not enough Dog tokens to supply for the people trying to withdraw. So that's why you're seeing a lot of people having a hard time withdrawing their Dog off of MEXC currently because they don't have the Dog tokens to supply for them. So that's the problem, right? People can deposit to MEXC right now, but they can't withdraw. This is why we say not your keys, not your crypto. As I would say, not your keys, not your Dog. So this is why I encourage everybody to withdraw their Dog tokens off of these exchanges before these things happen, where there's another supply shock that happens. But this is actually kind of good in the overall scheme of things, because that just goes to show and confirms there's not a lot of Dog tokens out there in the circulating supply on chain. There's going to be a supply shock in a short squeeze that can happen in any moment in time. Now here's the last thing I want to share with you before we look into charting. Now, what have you noticed in this specific image? Well, on the left side, on-chain, this is the Gate.io wallet. They roughly have around 3.3 billion Dog tokens, which is roughly $2 million. Now, if you go to the right side, what's going on over here? On the Gate.io Proof of Reserves website, based on what they share, they have roughly 12.5 billion Dog tokens in terms of Gate wallet balance, which is roughly 7.6 million US dollars. Now, I'm actually doing an ongoing investigation about this, but I will tell you that they do not have 12.5 billion Dog tokens. They do not have $7.6 million of Dog. Notice that this amount is very close to the report that we had with the Binance Ghost Wallet. Notice that. Now, I will report this very soon, but this is not a coincidence. Now, you probably already know that because Gate.io is an exchange overseas, it's not regulated within the United States. Binance has used Gate.io as a form of a selling avenue. As I shared with you in that specific report down below, it's a primary avenue for Binance to use Gate.io to influence the Dog price. So in one hand, while Binance is using Gate.io to sell Dog, they're also accumulating Dog on other exchanges or on Gate.io itself. They're not actually changing their portfolio. And that's the crazy thing. There are no coincidences. So that's why I want to share this with you. This reserve is, to me, completely false. This is what they actually hold. I do not believe this for a minute that Gate.io has 12.5 billion Dog tokens. Now let's get into charting and analysis. Remember, the Binance Ghost Wallet we exploited on April 13th of 2026. And then a day later, we saw that the Dog price capitulated from 68 million to 54 million out of nowhere. And then the Dog price was going up because they knew they got caught. Then on May 16th, we exposed the Binance network of wallets that was confirmed by Claude. And then when we scroll even closer, June 14th, Claude confirmed that most of the Binance wallets were in the short-term holder supply. Then on June 24th, we started Operation Dog Domination. As you know, we want to consume and absorb the 4.21% of the free float supply, which is still remaining intact, ladies and gentlemen. That has not changed. 4.21% is still the free float. It's still out there as long as the Dog Army keeps absorbing, meaning buying off of exchanges, withdrawing back to their cold storage wallet or hot wallets on Xverse, then that means a short squeeze is imminent at any point in time. Then on June 25th, remember, that's when the number one wallet occurred and was created out of nowhere. Now on June 26th, Claude confirmed over the weekend that wallet was connected to the Binance Cluster wallet. And they're trying to pull out all the tactics. They know that we're trying to absorb the 4.21% free float. Whatever is happening, something big is happening. And I don't know what they're setting it out for, but I will tell you this. Were they doing this to sell Dog? Absolutely not. And I'm going to share this image with you just really quickly. So even though the short-term holders and the long-term holders have changed, the 4.21% free float is still intact. Now, why is this not a setup of Binance trying to sell everything? Well, just to kind of dumb it down, and feel free to freeze frame this. You can read it on your screen or on your phone or on your computer, feel free. But I'm just going to sum it up for you. Binance, if they were wanting to sell Dog, they would have done it already. Meaning they would have done it through their 158 wallets so that they wouldn't be caught. If they were to sell it, they would have done it that way. But the fact is, they put it all into one wallet. Why is that? It was because they're getting ready for something. Who knows if it's exchange support? What if there's something going on with the whole awareness around runes? As you know, runes are being talked about by everyone. And I'm talking about people who don't want to support runes or ordinals, calling it spam, like Bitcoin Knots or BIP 1110, or even Bitcoin Core, who support op return. Either way, runes are right now in the headlines, and you're seeing a huge domino effect of people saying runes are coming back. And that's the meta. We knew this was coming. I've been telling you this for quite a while, but literally 99% of people are not watching these videos and they're not paying attention to these posts. And that's the whole point. This is why the 99% of people in the world do not make it, not just in crypto, but stocks, investment deals, life-changing gains. This is why the 1% always win, because they always follow data and not their emotions. The 99% trade with their emotions and they react to price. This is why they're stuck in a bubble of non-generational wealth. They're stuck in this limbo, and it will last through generations, through their families. So this is why I'm telling you right now, the meta is Bitcoin runes are here to stay. Dog is the #1 fungible token and has the most gains. There's only going to be one massive pump that will lead into the multi-billions of dollars, and it will stay in the multi-billions of dollars, just like Dogecoin, just like Shiba Inu. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy these reports and data points. As I remind everybody, the fundraiser is still happening. If you want to get these reports for the next 2 years, again, it takes a lot of effort on my side. Help us raise the remaining 10.42 million dog tokens. Make us reach up to 100%. We need to raise 20 million dog tokens. Right now, we've only raised 9.58. All you need to do is donate to this specific wallet address on the Bitcoin Layer 1, which is the dog address. And this address is available down in my descriptions on YouTube, or you can find it in my X post that's pinned to the top. Send me your X handle and your donation amount, and I'll add you up to the leadership board. So with that said, if you support this channel, please smash up this like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog of the Moon. Till then, see you guys and girls next time.